Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mage the Ascension Technogate 1999. We last left our little troop here. They were racing to try and get to the base of the mountain in the hollowed earth of Altered Earth. So, Altered Hollowed Earth, I guess, is where they currently are. They're trying to race to the powerful node slash sun slash core of the earth type kind of area. If you've ever seen Godzilla uh, versus King Kong, they have like a little crazy looking place inside of hollowed earth. Kind of looks like that, where it's like gravity is on two sides of, like, if you jump, you end up in this like kind of floating zone. If you're in the middle kind of thing, there's like floating rocks that are kind of showing you that you can kind of float in the middle, but then you either go up or down depending on, which side of the planet that you're on, technically in the inner side. And in the very center is this big ball of light and energy. Kind of looks like a sun, but definitely is not, because it's actually at the center of the earth. Um, you guys are currently racing through the forest on like speed bike kind of um, kind of Star Wars looking Endor speed bikes that you guys are racing down the forests of the altered earth. And you are trying to get there before Alex, the virtual adept who controls Altered Earth, gains access to it. Your father had set up a time loop, so you guys had been talking and were talking with your father when all of a sudden there was like a big flash at the like end of the day, or end of the night, basically. Um, and you guys got reset. Your father was missing the second loop around when time got reset to when you guys got there. However, you found that your father was located in this hollow earth area, and you guys headed there, and he informed you when you kind of caught up with him that he had anticipated that you guys wouldn't remember what was going on, and he was going to catch you on the next loop. But he also did not expect you to remember what was going on. And he fears that there might be something wrong with his spell, because if you remembered, then it's not quite filling up to his expectations, and he's worried that Alexander might know about this, um, or might remember the last loop as well, or be able to possibly break his spell. Um, so at this point, he is not sure if the time loop will work again, if Alexander gets access to the room, or whether Alexander is aware of the time loop that you're currently inside of. But with all that, let's go ahead and start off here and just get a little round of introductions. So Tycho, tell us a little bit about your character and what does he look like?
Uh, Tycho is about 27 years old, kind of a lanky 6'1", 6'2", probably currently wearing a metallic fabric jumpsuit, and he's always wearing some sort of big bubbly goggles. He's got a gun belt that used to belong to his father, the legendary adventurer Buck Samsonite. Uh, his childhood was in the construct of the Technogate, the Technocracy construct in Madison, Wisconsin, where he was awakened at a young age, shortly after his father disappeared in the, I can't remember, I think 1985. And he continued growing up there, awakened, and at the age of 18 went off on a little adventure with some werewolves that we kind of learned a little bit more about last time. Ended in tragedy. 5 of them died. 1 of them lived, and I was able to get back. And my relationship with them kind of fell apart, and I moved back in with my mother, and she got me a job at the construct, where they put me kind of in charge of a Technogate Team 42, and we've been on adventures ever since.
Awesome, thank you, Tycho. And Phaedra, tell us a little bit about your character and what does she look like?
Phaedra is a 28-year-old black female. She originally is from Las Vegas. Grew up with her mother, who was a stripper, who was a single parent. When she got to about the age of 17, 18, her mother was murdered by a man named Muddin, which then forced Phaedra to dedicate the rest of her life to hunting him down. Uh, when she got up here to Madison, that's how she found, or I guess, accidentally found this group in the Technocracy. She's a progenitor. She usually wears a white blouse, lab coat, black slacks, and a fanny pack filled with DNA samples and vials to get stuff done. Uh, so that is her character.
Awesome. And Robert, tell us a little bit about your character and what does he look like?
Robert Kell is in his late 20s. Pretty average, normal-looking guy. Wouldn't stand out in a crowd. Upon closer inspection, that's kind of intentional. His background is with the New World Order, as he went undercover as an agent to infiltrate suspicious groups. So he's always kind of in his suit and tie, carrying his briefcase, wears glasses, just kind of slicked back brown hair. Brown hair. That's hard to say. Otherwise, pretty nondescript. As of late, he also almost had a fancy metal helmet, but unfortunately, that was not to be due to a time loop. But he recently kind of turned his back on control and has been trying to kind of find a new way to do things while working with the Technogate team, and is hoping to basically save the world, I guess.
Hell yeah. All right. And Malakai, tell us a little bit about your character and what does he look like?
Malakai grew up in a military family, moved around a bit, enlisted right out of school, did a second tour with the Technocracy, where he led teams specifically hunting reality deviants. After he inadvertently made some friends with some reality deviants, he was cross-moded over to the civilian program, where he heads up security with Technogate 42. He's 6 foot tall, dark hair, dark eyes, dresses casually unless if he's in the field, in which case he's wearing his, normal outfit.
Awesome. All right. So you have all, you are currently all on your, wow, I can't, the name escapes me. Your speed bikes. So you guys are all flying down towards the center of the mountain, or towards the center of altered Earth, or hollowed altered Earth, and you guys have already succeeded in your roles. I believe that it was Malakai was arriving early, and the rest of you were going to be arriving at about the same time as Alex. So with that, Malakai, what would you like to do as you arrive? You as you arrive at like the base of this mountainous kind of area, there is, a bunch of trees that kind of line the bottom of the mountain, but it becomes sparse as you get towards the center. There is a path that you can start taking to head down towards the door at the base of the mountain. Or do you want to set up like a trap just before you get to the path?
I'm going to hide the bike. Are these electric bikes?
They're, yeah, like electric.
All right, I'm going to hide the bike, remove the battery, and then take it with me, and I'm going to be heading towards the door. My intention there is to ambush him either as he's trying to open it or perhaps even sneak behind him through the door real quick and then attack him just inside, or have a conversation just inside.
Awesome. All right. So you'll be the first one to start heading down the fear path. So first thing that I want you to do is, what's your base willpower?
Base willpower is 6.
Okay. Um, so I want you to go ahead and roll willpower, difficulty of 8 to start off here.
All right.
All right, looks like you got one success with the 2 botches, or no, 2 successes.
2. Yep, 2.
So 2 successes. So with 2 successes, actually, you're doing pretty good as you kind of head down the first stretch of the path. So the path is kind of a little bit of like a grassy kind of going up into this rocky kind of the path itself is made out of like cobblestone, and kind of goes along a path of grassy kind of open area as you get to the base of the mountain, and the trees kind of thin out, and the cobblestone path just kind of goes straight up the mountain into the rocky area, and just cuts a path through the mountain so that you're kind of walking with like a sheer of the mountain around you. You kind of almost go into like a cave. There's still like an opening up above you, but because of the way that, where the light kind of comes from, you become like a very shaded area where it's extremely dark around you. And there's like tight walls. You have about maybe I would say about 10 feet wide is about the path that you're walking right now. And you can just feel fear creeping in around you. You feel the shadows stretching out around you, and there's some kind of faint light up ahead. Make another willpower roll, difficulty of 8.
If I were to listen, pause and listen, what would I be hearing?
Go ahead and before you make your willpower roll, then go ahead and make a perception plus alertness, difficulty of 6.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like noticing the fear, and especially with the prep that we did, with the dream sequences that we had, I kind of want to just pause and get a feel. Oh wow, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Wow. Okay. So with 8 successes, you can hear, and you kind of are watching around, and you can see that most of everything that you're seeing is optical illusions and echoes of everything that's happening inside of the forest, and the surge of power that's coming from the ball of energy above this twin mountain peak from the top and bottom of the earth. And so it is disorienting as hell, but you kind of are able to navigate the sounds and make out which ones are echoes, and kind of get a really good look at being able to kind of identify that the shadows are just optical illusions that are kind of coming out at you. So I'm going to drop your difficulty down to 6 for your next willpower roll.
Okay. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
A whole lot of 4s.
So you botch. As you kind of, you're like, you got this. You're like, oh, this is kind of a crappy spell. Like, you're like, I've run into much better optical illusion spells and mind fuckery spells in your past. And all of a sudden, you see in front of you a flame start like kind of appearing, that seems to be like a liquid flame, like being tossed out towards you, something that's from like a fire, from a flamethrower kind of look, and it seems to be like piercing through the darkness, but you can't see what's on the other side of the fire, the flame as it shoots out, and it kind of like hits the ground and then kind of goes away. And as you start approaching, you see that there's a whole building that's on fire before you. And it is a very familiar building to you. This is one of the buildings that you raided in order to take out a powerful deviant that had set up shop inside of a apartment building. And you see the entire building on flames.
Do I remember starting the fire?
Um, I would say that the fire, from what you remember, got started during the fight, but you don't remember really paying attention. Like, you destroyed the target and you kind of left and allowed for the regular authorities to kind of deal with the aftermath. You never got a look at the aftermath at all. But now you're seeing the aftermath before you, and you see people caught inside of this burning building. Do you try and ignore the building and just move on, or do you try and rescue a child that you see stuck on the third story of the building?
Uh, Ignoring the consequences was a mistake of my past. And so, no, I need to. I haven't figured out that it's all fake, and it actually might not be. So I need to go and I need to help. Yeah, I need to help.
All right. So are you currently in your suit of armor?
I think just the exoskeleton, because he had one already built here.
Oh, yes. Yep.
If you'll let me have it.
Yeah, I'll let you have like the base exoskeleton for like it's basically the picture that we have there, but in more of the just the the framework of that rather than, no gun or anything like that, no jetpack. But it'll give you enhanced strength and dex. Add on to yourself +2 strength, +2 dex, +2 stamina.
Okay.
And actually the stamina is +2 armor.
Okay.
So that can soak some damage for you.
All right. Does it seem like there's a path up the outside of the building, or am I going to have to go inside?
Looks like you might be able to scale the outside of the building depending on your athletic ability. It will be athletics plus dexterity in order to, either way, climbing the building will be a difficulty of 7. Going in, you will need many more successes, and it'll take just more time in general, no matter how fast you are, besides, using magic.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to attempt to scale the outside of the building, and I would like to get to the window that the kid is at, and then just like hang from it with one hand. And
Kind of like those pedestrian heroes that you see all the time on the YouTubes, where climbing up the building, saving children out of a burning building. All right, so yeah, you solidly are able to get up there. And once you get up to the spot, you can bust out the window, and the kid kind of like reaches for you. Give me another dexterity plus athletics difficulty of 6 in order to allow the child to get down.
oh, there's hold on, I forgot about the armor mod. So 4 total, 5 total.
All right. Yep, you're able to get him down without a problem. So you kind of get him escaped. Make another perception plus alertness check, difficulty of 6.
Perception and alertness at a difficulty 6.
Oh, wow.
It's a straight 5. I mean, still, it's 5, but all over the board today.
So you are able to kind of like make an analysis of the building and see that nobody else is really in trouble. The firefighters have arrived and are starting to like put out the fire, and are tending to the people that have escaped the building normally.
All right, I just carry the kid off to one of the trucks, to get him one of the blankets, the trauma blankets, and whatever.
As you're walking to kind of give off the kid, out of the corner of your eye, you see that flame kind of burning around again, and you see a person that you haven't seen in a long time. One of the members of your team, who, you've always seen as being a little bit psychotic to a certain degree, and was one of the team members that actually died with you on your very last mission, or died on the last mission. But he is the one that started the fire. He is well known for like carrying around a flamethrower, and using it inside of combat. And you see him walking towards you, and you see the flames like kind of shooting out at you, but you're a distance away right now that you aren't in danger of the flames hitting you.
Is he? So he's actively shooting it in my general direction.
Yep, and
And
you kind of hear like a laugh coming from him. He seems to be in his like full armored suit, and he's got all the etchings of the your. I'm sorry, what was your group called? Can't remember. It was like the Red Mist, I believe. Or no, that's what you were called, I believe, right?
That's fine.
And so he does call out to you, and says, he says, "Have you betrayed us all? Do you not know what we do? We do it for the master, for control, and we must submit."
You were never someone who would submit, and I now have my P90 up, just at the ready, basically. How could you give in to? I suppose you just like lighting things on fire. Are you really that simple?
He doesn't reply, and seems to like start charging at you. He will arrive within one turn to be within his flamethrower range, but you get a free shot off at him if you wish.
All right. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and try to do a controlled burst to center of mass. I'm very torn up about the fact that he was the one who burned that whole building down. Where's my shooty? There's shooty. Instead of doing a 3-round burst, which is like a whole thing and difficulty thing, I'll just take 2 individual shots.
Okay.
So I'll split dice pool.
Sounds good.
That is, I do a little bit of 6, 10, so 5 each. That is 6 successes and 6 successes.
Wow. Okay. So
Wow.
what's the damage on that? Is that 6 or 7 or 8?
Hold on, I got it right here. My P90 is 8.
8. All right. So then it is 13 dice of damage per shot.
Makes it easy. They're always at a 6 for this kind of thing, right? Unless you say differently.
Difficulty 6, yep, for damage. Jesus.
That is. Are those identical? Because if those are identical, that's nope, they're not. So that is 8 and 8.
So he soaks 4 and 2. So that's not enough. So you kind of like just put 2 right in the center of his chest, and the first shot, kind of gets dinged off of the armor a little bit and kind of punctures through like the arm and shoulder kind of area, but the other one just pierces right through his heart, and you can just see this like spurt of blood that just kind of is most of it kind of is degraded because of the armor, but even so, because of the heart explosion, like you see even just like a splash of blood come out of the hole created. And you see him like fall back and his helmet falls off, and as soon as his helmet falls off, you see your face. And then make a willpower roll, difficulty of 9.
Can I spend a willpower on willpower rolls?
Yes, you can.
Oh, I probably want to save this for the duder. No, we're gonna use one.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Rimini.
9. No, that's pretty. That's but yeah. So, for 0 successes, I guess.
All right. So at that point, you are going to become a little dazed. And then we're going to kind of cut you kind of like, the last moments that you kind of see is the face that appears as the helmet kind of falls off and your kind of eyes roll into the back of your head for a little bit. And we will move on here to Phaedra. So you will be arriving around the same time as as Alex. Are you going to bust in straight and just try and get down the pathway as quickly as possible, or are you going to try and set up a trap? He doesn't seem to be there immediately when you arrive.
If I don't see any signs of him being there, I'd probably want to rush in to set up closer towards the door, so I'd rush in.
All right. Go ahead and give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 8.
And I'll spend a willpower. Two successes.
All right. As you start walking, same kind of thing. You can feel like the shadows kind of reaching out to you a little bit. You can kind of, it gets darker and the echoes get kind of weird at where you're at. But that doesn't seem to phase you very much, and you kind of keep on walking. Give me another willpower roll, difficulty of 8.
Ooh, one success.
All right, with one success, as you're walking down the shadowy area, it kind of feels like you're almost consumed by the shadows, but you still have kind of light around you. It kind of feels like a little bit weird, and it kind of goes from feeling like you're in this little narrow corridor to just you're kind of walking down this dark open alleyway, or really just kind of dark area that you're kind of walking through. And really kind of only feel like there's kind of light around you. But then you see off in the distance where, should be wall, but maybe there isn't wall anymore because you're not really seeing it anymore. You see Muddin running off, like down, like you just like kind of see a glimpse of him. It just like appears out of the darkness. You see Muddin and he just disappears into the darkness. Do you give chase or do you ignore?
I take a quick pause. But I think I shake it off because I'm like, no, I already killed him. And we already knew going in that this place messes with your mind, so I just keep going.
All right, give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 8.
There it is.
So as you continue going, like the fear just starts creeping in, and then all of a sudden you get hit with this like very clear voice of Mudden, his laughter that you've heard a million times before. And it sounds like he just got done with one of his rituals. It's the same kind of laughter and excitement that he has after he finishes one of his rituals that you've been able to witness in the past, and you couldn't stop him at that time. And now you feel that same kind of like feeling, like you can't stop him. And then the voice just gets like very clear and crisp in your head, and it's almost you almost feel like you're just in one small room with him, but you can't see him, but you feel him. You can see him, but you can't. Your eyes can't see him, if you know what I mean. And you hear him just say, "Oh, sweet, sweet summer child. Did you really think you had beaten me? You know I am behind all of this. You know that I didn't really get defeated. Who do you think Alex is? The one clone to get away."
You know, I'm very happy about that because that means I get to do it all again and I can do it slowly this time. And then I probably rush off towards him.
All right, yeah. Give me a athletics plus dexterity check, difficulty of 6.
My worst stats. Okay. Difficulty 6.
Yep. So as you start chasing him, you don't get a botch. So you kind of just start like getting lost though. You kind of like chase after him, and he seems to like disappear, and then all of a sudden he's behind you, and then he's in front of you, and he's always just out of the corner of your eye. Make a perception plus a alertness check, difficulty of 6.
3 successes.
All right. So you are able to catch him one time though, as you're kind of like watching him dart around, and then you see him go through what looks to be like a door. And so you immediately run up to the door and open it, and you see on the other side a ritual being taken place. Muddin stands with his knife over a young woman that he had recently captured. It's like one of the many women that you've seen him murder over the years, and he's standing with the knife about to plunge it into her. What do you do?
Uh, I reach for my pistol, stop myself, and go for my trank gun instead. And I shoot.
All right, make a firearms plus dexterity, difficulty of 6.
I miss.
Your hands are too shaky, and as you're kind of freaked out by the sight of this happening, you shoot off, and Muddin looks over to you and smiles. You get another shot or action. All right, this time your shot rings true, and you hit him with your dart like right dead center in the chest, and you see him just like turn into a puff of smoke, and the entire kind of area turns into a puff of smoke around him, and you're kind of back inside of the void. Give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 8. All right. And with that, then we're going to kind of just fade to black on you as well. And we will go with Tycho. So, Tycho, you are also speeding down the path. You had, I believe you were also going to meet up at about the same time, maybe just a little bit early. So you arrive, and there is no Alex immediately. Do you just head down the path carved into the mountain, or do you have any other things you wish to do?
Okay, there's actually a few. So first of all, the whole reason we upped our mental mind stats was to use it for shielding. So I would like to use what I learned from Robert to enhance my mind shielding against illusions, the kind of stuff that we're expecting.
Okay, and how are you doing that?
Let's see. I have a device called a wave interpreter that I use as a focus for mind, and I am going to I'm going to, as I'm driving, because I'm driving Sosi now, the ghost car.
Oh, do you want to
So I'm just
give
going
us
to
a
tell.
little bit of explanation as to what Sosi at least looks like and the base concept of what she is?
Okay, so Sosi is the spirit of the combustion engine. She's a companion that I picked up in the cyber realm when I was running around with the Diamond Dogs, the pack of werewolves that was fighting the unending war against the worm out in the Umbra. She now kind of comes along with me, and I can activate her with in a ret roll, and I can change her appearance using amounts of quintessence. The drawback is that because she is the spirit of the combustion engine, she is always loud as fuck. But I can kind of do whatever I want with her in like shaping her. So I actually just listened to the last episode. I currently have her grill. Her grill is spiky and ready to run into somebody.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But she can drive on her own for a while. But then if I'm driving, I get a lower difficulty on my drive rolls, either 1 or 2 based on kind of how you interpret it. So I'm gonna hook up my wave interpreter, and I just want to kind of give myself a little bit of an edge against some of what I'm expecting. I guess I'm expecting illusions.
Okay. So go ahead and make a I'm gonna say because of your driving and stuff, we're just gonna go with a base arret roll on this. So roll arret difficulty of, let's see, warding is level 2, I believe. So go ahead and do a arret roll difficulty of 5.
Aw, that sucks.
All right. I'll give you one more roll before you arrive.
Okay. Yeah, there was a glitch. Same difficulty?
Yep.
Awesome. So I rolled 0 successes the first time, and the second time I've got 3.
All right. So with those 3 successes, I'm going to say that you can lower the difficulty of all the rolls. So whatever I tell you, negative the difficulty by 1. So if I say 8, go to 7, because I'm not going to remember that you have in this, unless I say
right.
with your bonuses, your difficulty is this. But so I'm going to try to say that each time. But if I forget,
all right. No, that sounds good.
Normally
that's
it's because
perfectly
it'll
reasonable.
be an off number, so it should be difficulties 5 and 7 for you, not 8 and 6.
Yeah. Okay. And then as we approach, So my expectation is there's going to be a door. I believe I saw it in the dream. Is that right?
Yes, yep, there is a door at the end of the darkened hallway basically that's a giant, 12-foot, maybe even actually probably about 15 feet tall by 10 feet wide.
But you said it's at the end of a hallway?
Well, the end of the path basically. There you kind of it turns into a 10-foot wide hallway that's just sheared rock into the mountain, all the way to the top. So it's not technically a cave, because the entire up above you there, you don't have any ceiling above you, but it's sheared into it's like when you're driving through those roads that go through hills, but imagine
Oh, okay.
it doesn't go all the way through the hill or through the mountain.
Yeah. Also, are we going up the mountain or down the mountain?
You're kind of going up a little bit, but not, you're almost staying flat because you're just sheared into the mountain. So there's 5 sheared paths surrounding the mountain going into the center that enters into a big, room in the center of the mountain.
No, I mean like from where we started to where we enter that.
You
Are we
were
going
going
up or
up.
down? Okay. All right. So, yeah. So as I approach that area, I believe I can communicate with Sosi at least at a basic level. And so I'm going to try and tell her there's a guy that I need to kill, and I want you. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna approach using my jetpack, stealthily, and I want you to try and kill him. But you're gonna be pretty loud, so he's probably gonna be able to evade you. But that might give me a chance. What do you think?
Vroom, vroom, yeah, vroom, vroom.
All right. So I bring Sosi to a stop once we're kind of in the vicinity, and I pat her on the top, and I say, if you can't find me, try and find my dad. And I send her on her way.
All right, so she's kind of going out looking for Alexander, try and run him down, basically.
Yeah, you go kill that motherfucker with your big spiky grill.
All right, and then you're going to, you said jetpack into the,
Yeah.
so you're just gonna like blast into there. So give me
Well, yeah, I'm kind of trying to be a little bit stealthy, because Sosi is the distraction.
then you might not want to use a loud jetpack. I mean, you're gonna be less loud than she is for sure, but you're still a
well,
jetpack.
I figure I'm still far enough away.
Yeah.
That I need the jetpack to move fast.
I mean, if you want to move really fast, the jetpack will do that. But everybody else is walking and running. So it's up to you.
Well, no, we're all on speeder bikes, but
You were on speed. Right. Well, I mean, once you get to the path, which is where you're at right now. Oh, and let's say you're saying you're going to do this
see.
like before, like way before you got to the path.
Yeah, a little bit before the path. Yeah.
A little bit. Okay, so you're just going to jetpack real quick to the path. So you're at the path now. Are you going to jetpack using through the path, or are you going to start walking when you arrive?
No, just walking once I'm on the path. Can Sosi get onto the path as well?
Sosi would probably barely fit if she wanted to, but she's going to be super loud as soon as, because of the echo effect.
Okay, well then I guess once she gets there, she's probably just going to tool around in the area.
Try and looking for him, scouting for him type thing. All right. So you continue down the path. Go ahead and give me a willpower roll to start off. Difficulty with your bonuses is 7.
Mm-hmm. 5 successes.
So you kind of walk in very, along with multiple of your partners that have initially started this off going, I know what's going to happen. I have this all under control. And you just kind of continue walking into the path. And, the shadows feel like they're reaching out, but whatever. It's all optical illusion bullshit anyways. And go ahead and give me another willpower roll at your bonuses difficulty of 7.
So 7 again, or do you want it one higher?
7 again. So.
Okay. It looks like 4. No, that's more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 2, 5.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So another 5 successes. Once again, you start as you kind of walk into this shadowy, darkened area, even with the ceiling not above you, the way that kind of everything kind of stretches, there's a shadow that like stretches out from the mountain. And as you kind of walk into that pure darkness, you kind of feel like the walls kind of fade away from you, but you still kind of see the walls a little bit. And you kind of feel like you're still kind of centered on reality, but you're feeling like something's trying to shunt your existence into more of a ethereal plane kind of feeling, that you're being drawn out of the material plane and into a more of a spiritual plane or ethereal plane. And you're kind of still able to center yourself back down onto altered earth. So go ahead and give me another willpower roll, difficulty of 5.
5. That's probably where I die. That's lower. That's 2.
2 successes. So you still have things kind of going, but you feel yourself slip into like the ethereal realm to a certain degree, but you feel a little bit more control over what's kind of going on right now, and you're not feeling like these guys that kind of jumped right into the dream, whereas you're kind of more almost lucid inside of this, and you can see that you're still just walking down a hallway no matter where you run off to, in what direction you run off to or anything. Your body is moving forward. But you see your father running ahead of you, and you just feel this compulsion to try and catch up with him. Do you want to try and catch up with him, or do you want to ignore him and just try and be separated from this bullshit dream?
No, I don't want to be robbed of emotional bullshit. Yeah, no, I'm gonna run after him.
Okay. So you start chasing after him. Give me an athletics plus dexterity roll, difficulty of 6.
Dexterity. Oh damn, I'm killing it. 5 successes.
All right. So you were able to actually pretty easily catch up with him. And as you're running with him, you see him kind of look over at you and just smile, and he's like, "I'm so proud of you. This is something we're going to accomplish together, and I want you to know that I regret missing out on all of your life. But this might be the last time that we get to do something together."
Is it really you, Dad? Or is this just Alex fucking with us? Me?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
I'm gonna like lower my defenses and just be fucking happy for a second.
He says, I know what's going to be coming ahead is going to be tough. And I know that the path that me and your mother have laid down for you will not be easy, but understand that all of our sacrifices will be worth it. And you kind of fade into a blackness, and we kind of will cut the scene right there. All right, and then last but not least, Robert. So you have been trucking along on this path, or the jungle, in order to get to the path. And one thing that you do notice, that the helmet that you are given does seem kind of similar to the helmet that you were working on. If you want, I will allow you to make some arret rolls in order to get that helmet to about the same kind of functionality that you were looking for.
Oh, hell yeah.
Give me an arret roll, difficulty of 6.
I just gotta tweak this and haha.
All right, solid. So yeah, I'm gonna say that that's solid 3 successes. So yeah, I'm gonna say that you're able to kind of tweak the helmet. You already had like the whole schematics. You'd already worked out everything, and you're kind of just rerouting here, jumping a jumper here, changing a jumper there inside of because it's one of those advanced kind of helmets that kind of gives you a HUD layout and tells you how fast you're
Yeah,
going.
no, I mean, I basically just factory reset this thing.
Fuck yeah.
Opened up the BIOS and was like, yeah, nope.
All right, so you arrive at the path, and you don't see Alexander around you at all. Do you want to wait around here, or are you going to start entering the path? Or is there anything you want to do before entering the path?
I think that me getting in before him is probably my best chance at surviving this. So I'm just gonna sprint towards it.
Oh, give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 8.
Oh, sorry.
I spoke when I had hit the mute button to talk, and then
2.
awesome. All right, so you kind of get the same kind of thing where you're walking in, you kind of feel the shadows creeping in on you, the echoes fucking with your ability to perceive where sound is coming from. And as you kind of walk down this, you get to the deeper, darker, shadowy area, and go ahead and roll a perception. A willpower roll, difficulty of 8 again.
Does the helmet
No.
give him willpower reductions, difficulty reductions, like a spell, or is it just a focus for Mind 4?
You would have to still put up defenses in order to get any kind of benefit. Like, you guys went through the training, but you basically had to do what you did, which was do some spells in order to enhance your
You're also not there.
It's a metagame question. That's fine.
But with that, at 0 successes, you go ahead and make a perception plus alertness check, difficulty of 6.
One.
As you are walking, you see you
Oh,
in
2,
front of
sorry.
you. Oh, you did get 2. Yep. You do. So you kind of immediately, as you're kind of walking around, the darkness kind of fills up around you, and now you can see you standing in front of you, holding on to a briefcase. But it's you when you were about 3 years ago, when you were deep inside cover of another tradition group.
I freeze and wait to see what I do.
So when your self sees you, you see him whip out his briefcase and start typing away on it real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to stop that.
He looks
And I
over
start
at you
putting
and
my
he goes, "What are
briefcase down
you?"
slowly and putting my hands up.
Oh, so you put down your briefcase. Interesting.
I did.
Do you have your helmet on right now?
I do.
He goes, "Who are you?" And you can see that he's doing like a scan of you.
I put my hands up and I say, "I'm you, man, and I'm just as confused." And I kind of gesture towards my briefcase and go, can I pick this up? Are we good? Can you put yours down? Can we talk?
He pulls a pistol from the briefcase and points it at you.
As As he's pulling the pistol, I would like to try kicking my briefcase across the floor at him
Okay. Give
and
me
drawing my gun.
nice. Give me athletics plus dexterity. And you'll be split actioning that. So whatever dice pool you have from that, you can choose how many ever, whatever the lowest dice pool is. So it'll be firearms plus dexterity and athletics plus dexterity.
I have 4 dice for both of those.
Okay, so you can do 2 dice and 2 dice, or 3 dice and 1 dice, but you get 4 dice to split between those 2 actions.
So I would do a roll of, if I was going to split it 2-2, I would do a roll of 2d what?
2d10. All right,
That's for kicking the briefcase?
Yep. And then, so you've missed the briefcase with your kick, but can you pull out your gun? You cannot pull out. Oh, no, you can.
One success.
1 success. All right.
So now we're just pointing our guns at each other?
Yep. So he sees you like kick your briefcase, but yeah, he's got his gun up at the same exact time, and both your guns are kind of pointed at each other. And he says, "If you're me, then why have you sided with their traditions?"
That's gonna take a lot longer than we have to explain.
Then explain.
And you're just gonna have to trust.
And
you're gonna have to look me at. Oh no! I try to dive to the ground.
All right. Make a dexterity plus athletics roll, difficulty of 6.
Ha!
Aha! So yep, you got 2 successes. You got 4 successes, if not more. 4 successes.
Yeah, 4.
And you dodge out of the way of the bullet. And we kind of will cut to black on you here as you dodge out of the way. Give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 6.
Oh no. This is where I'm gonna just bomb. Yeah!
All right. All right. So at the end of this little scene here, I believe we have everybody has gotten to their blackout phase of the activity here, and we are going to go to a short break here and take let's do a 10-minute break. We'll be back at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and we will pick it up from there, where you all will experience something else after you faded to black. All right, everyone, welcome back to Mage the Ascension Technogate 1999, where we at last left Technogate 42. Team 42 was that they had all gone into kind of a dreamlike face your fear scene, and they had all kind of ended with their cutscene, so we'll kind of go through each one real quick. So Tycho, you were chasing your father and having a conversation with your father, and what you kind of felt like was actually having a conversation with your actual father through the void, and kind of made it through pretty easily. Phaedra, you had an encounter with the character Muddin, who had kind of slipped it into your brain that that he is Alexander, and that is one of the clones that was able to escape the purge that you guys did. You also had gotten to him while he was doing a ritualistic murder, and had tranquilized him before kind of passing out or being consumed by darkness. Robert, you had encountered another version of your younger version of yourself that kind of freaked out, and you got into a little bit of a fight with him. And then Malakai, you had saved a child from a burning a building that you kind of feel like you were somewhat the cause of, and then after encountering one of your past cohorts, you got into an incident with him and ended up killing him and seeing your face as his helmet fall from his head. Um, you are all now, or well, we'll start off with Malakai. Malakai, you are, when you kind of, the darkness kind of fades, but not really. You kind of just have more kind of consciousness. You are in a dark void of nothingness around you. Make a perception plus alertness check.
Yeah, so I'm walking after seeing that, after like the helmet removed and saw knew that was me. He's disheartened, uh, walking with in the direction of going, but not so much with as much purpose as he had before, with the P90 just kind of dangling off of one finger, opposed to being in the ready position like I normally would carry it.
And
Is
as
that at a 6?
Yep, yep, perfect. So as you kind of look around you, you feel like you're not moving when you walk. It's like there's like nothing around you. There's no indication of motion or movement, and even your feet don't really give you the response that you know, it's almost like walking on a treadmill more than it is walking. Like you almost feel like as you move, the earth moves beneath your feet, but if you stop, it stops. You know, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like you're moving at all. So it feels like you're just perfectly stationary no matter what direction that you try walking in.
Is there still the walls on either side, kind of limiting the lateral movement?
Nope, you don't feel like you feel like you're just in a void of nothing.
Okay. Ooh. Well, reality kicks back in for a little bit. As much as that means. All right, I would like to attempt to move via forces.
All right, what is your physical action that you're taking in order to perform this feat of advanced science?
I feel like I'm going to go down to um, the struts on the legs and just kind of tinker with them for a little bit, and then attempt to like lean forward without like fall forward, and then hopefully propel myself kind of not dissimilar to Iron Man.
Okay, yep, like the original shot the jump that he kind of did.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Go ahead, give me for this, I'm gonna say that you're kind of time limited, so it'll be just a straight up Arete roll, difficulty of 6. Holy shit.
That's very nice. Well, it hopefully is very nice.
Do you have any dimensional science?
Dimensional science. Nope, I did not. Nope, I did not pick that one up.
Okay. So you are able to kind of propel yourself forward in this, but you can feel that you're still kind of stuck, that there's some kind of nature of this area that you're inside of that you're not quite understanding and doesn't appear to the base laws of forces physics.
Okay. Seeing that it's both working and not working, can I do like a sonar radar style prime ping to see if I can sense a direction to a source of power? And I'm imagining that the door that I'm heading to is going to be irradiating with prime, and that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Oh, right. Go ahead and give me a Arate roll difficulty of 4.
Single.
Okay. You can sense that there are 4 things that seem to be coming towards you. But you can kind of feel that there is energy all around this area, but that the void itself is devoid of energy besides these 4 signatures that seem to be coming towards you.
Okay, I'm going to try to imagine cover. Like, just think like, hey, it'd be real nice if I had some place to hide.
Okay.
Does it show up?
Do you have, what's your level of mind and what's your level of matter?
I got 2 in matter, 1 in mind.
Okay. Give me an Arate roll difficulty of 5.
Okay. Oh, it keeps going down for 0.
Yeah, so you end up not really finding like a way to find any cover. And you can feel that they're about maybe a turn or so away from arriving at your location.
And I can't see anything?
Nope.
Then I would like to, if you'll let me, and if it works this way, which it might not, do prime counter magic as a shield on myself, as a ward on myself.
Okay.
Actually, shield is probably the better word.
Yep, that's I'm kind of putting a prime ward around you. Like
Yeah.
an energy field, an energy prime field around you that you're kind of using probably the exoskeleton to generate the EMP field.
Yeah, just because I don't have any visual, and but I can sense that they're coming.
Okay, give me a so what do you have in prime 3?
Prime form now.
Prime 4. All right. So give me a Arate roll difficulty of 7. Oh, nice.
3 total.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you now have 3, anything that is powered by Prime or is just a straight up Prime attack on you is now, and that would include like laser beams and stuff like that, phasers and the like. So you now have 3 soak dice when it comes to any of those as well, that are just negates any damage that is being done.
And then otherwise, I will just re-bring the P90 up into the arm proper. I'm not going to level it, but it's just going to be into my shoulder so I can level it quickly, we'll say. And I'm just going to call out, "Who goes there?"
So Tycho, Phaedra, and Robert, you all hear "Who goes there?" as you guys kind of awaken from your stupor that you were in, and you are now inside of a dark void, and you can kind of hear a voice off in the distance that calls out to you, saying, "Who are you?
I'm so happy I didn't shoot first.
Who are you?"
Does it sound like someone I know?
Malakai.
Okay, just making sure.
I guess I could have done a roll for that, but I'll give it to you.
Malakai, it's me. Where are you?
Malakai, it's me. Where are you? Malakai, it's me. Where are you? Malakai, it's me. Where are you?
Can I tell which one of the prime signatures that I saw earlier said that? Like, do I have that information?
Yeah, yep.
Can I whip out my DNA scanner?
Yes, you can.
All right. Can I get his exact coordinates?
Give me an Arate roll, difficulty 4.
Yeah, and I'll respond if that helps. Of just like, I'm over here, but I don't really have any kind of references for landmarks or anything. It's just all black.
Oh, and Tycho, you are running alongside of your father when you kind of enter into this scene. and you're kind of in the same, just at the end of the conversation that we were at when you hear Malakai's voice, and your father kind of looks over at you and kind of, gives you a head nod that he's heading towards that direction.
So my father looks like he also heard it.
Yes. Yep.
I'm here too.
Your father shouts out, "We're coming. This is a little bit different than before."
That's not good.
You guys all arrive at the center void kind of area, and you see Josh kind of like set up, and he's got like a little like spark of electricity that seems to like every once in a while you can see like a little shield circle around Malakai.
Who the hell is Josh?
I don't know. Me, I'm Josh.
Yeah, that's your name.
Anyways,
is Robert here?
yes.
Am I there?
Yep, unless you're well, no. Yeah, you're there no matter what, really. You've got your briefcase.
I hug it.
Oh, thank God. I got my helmet, got my briefcase. Feel all good inside.
Get 2 knocks on the helmet. We're good to go.
Also remember,
Hey,
whenever
Robert.
you're using your briefcase or your helmet, I don't think we've gone over this a lot, but you get a -1 on all of your difficulties when you're doing Arate rolls with those items. Because they're unique.
Keep that in mind.
And losing them would be debilitating to you to a degree. Until replaced. I guess that's specialize or
Addressing Buck, do you think that this is Alex's response to the time loop? Do you think that he might have whipped up something?
It's
Like this?
possible. It's also possible that all three of us arriving at the door at the same time, or, in the same instance, has drawn us all together here. But I do fear that Alex might be involved here, and he kind of looks around. And as he says that, you can see up above, everybody make a alertness plus perception roll, difficulty of 6.
2.
4.
Oh, Malakai.
I got a ton of dice on it, but I'm still distracted by seeing my own face dead.
Yeah, this is fucking with you, man. And so Malakai, lost in thought, doesn't notice this, but up above you can see Alex in his Final Fantasy type kind of ornate armor that he has with the big shoulder blades, straight out of the he's got long black hair, no helmet on or anything. He wields like a long sword that's an ornate, has like dragons all around, kind of dragon kind of theme on him as well with his armor. There's a dragon symbol as well, and he kind of floats down from the heavens, and everybody except for Malakai is going to be able to participate in the first round. Malakai, you will not be able to participate in the first round here, but we will start this off with an initiative roll. So everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
I just nudge Buck and go, it's a bit much, isn't it?
Just to be clear, does he look like Muddin or not?
No, he does not look like Muddin.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Good question.
I thought maybe it was actually.
I was also afraid.
Because it doesn't look like him doesn't mean his DNA is not the same.
Phaedra won't be convinced until she's chopped off his head and analyzed it.
Exactly.
All right, so Alexander got 17. Malakai is...
I got an 11. But I know what's going on. But yes, I'm at 11.
All right. Robert got an 8. And Tycho got a 15. And Phaedra got a 12.
What did my dad, who looks like an older Will Riker, get?
Ooh, yeah. That's right. I love the Will Riker look. Let's find out real quick here. So Buck will
You know, he's
have 9
probably faster than everybody. You know.
and 10. So he's got 19. Oh. All right. So first one to declare will be Robert. What are you going to be doing this turn? But you will not do it this turn. You will just be declaring what you are doing.
I would immediately like to try activating the pre-programmed protocol for counteracting psychic attacks in a shield around myself.
Okay. And then Malakai, you are stunned this turn as you are thinking about the face that you faced. Phaedra, what are you doing?
I was debating on whether I don't know what I should do.
Can we do a magic roll and an action roll, or are we playing the other way?
Nope, you can only do one action. So it's a magic roll or an action roll. If you want to do an action roll to enhance magic, then your action roll is your first roll. Your magic will be your second action that you'd have to take next turn, or have some way of doing multiple actions in one turn, or splitting your dice pool.
How do you handle switching weapons? Can I quick draw my pistol, or does that take an action to do?
Quick draw is split action. So you would do firearms plus dex in order to draw the weapon at a difficulty of 6, and then you would have your second action be your firing.
Okay, I just wasn't. I actually didn't know how that worked. So cool. I'm stunned anyway.
Theoretically, if we did a splitting of dice pools, we would probably have to split our arret pool. So if I have 4 arret, I could do 2 dice as an action to enhance an arret roll, and then 2 dice to roll arret.
Yeah, which would be very
in the same.
Yeah, which would be very degrading, basically. So it's usually in these kind of things, you're doing a fast cast, which is +1 difficulty, and just a straight up arret roll, because you don't have time to do a full, or you can take a full action, lower the difficulty if you do want. But yeah, it'd be really rough on you to split action that because of the lower ret pool that you have. Maybe if you had like an arret of 8 or something like, but even then, losing all of those dice just to lower some difficulty might be pretty rough on you.
Yeah, I just want to be clear on it, just so everybody has the option.
Yep. All right, so Phaedra, what are you doing? Or what's your prepared action that you're going to be possibly doing?
What did you do, Tycho? Because we're in the initiative order before me.
Nope, he didn't. No, it's Robert, then Malakai, because you go lowest to highest, and then highest takes his turn first. So you declare, and then you do your action. So
Okay,
Robert
so then...
is currently enhancing his defenses against psychic attacks. Malakai is dazed, and Phaedra, it is your declaration.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna prepare to shoot if it gets hostile.
Okay. That's a good
Yeah.
action. Tycho, what will you be doing?
I'm going to pull out my laser gun and yeah, so energy weapons plus dex. God, I only have 5 dice on that. Yeah, I'll still split it. I'm gonna plan on taking 2 shots at Mr. Alex, the piece of shit here.
Okay. And so Alex is going to, you see that his action is just going to be, there seems to be waving his sword at you in a direction. You kind of get a feeling that it's some kind of, something's going to happen with that sword, but I won't give it away quite yet. And then Buck Samsonite, his action going first is going to be to try and neutralize whatever Alex is doing. So he's going to counter magic. And Alex is going to so we'll start with Alex's roll, and then your dad will be countering that roll. So Alex has an arret of 7. And his is going to be difficulty of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1 success. Wow, that's going to be pretty easy to counter. Your dad has 7. And so as Alex like waves his sword down at you and points down at we'll say it was going towards Malakai, Buck Samsonite jumps out in front of it and like puts up a an energy field using one of his wristbands. He's like typing on it, and you can kind of see like he like hits a button and like a shield, like a energy shield appears right in front of him as like the blast of the laser coming down from the sword smashes into his barrier and negates the attack. So next up is action from Tycho. So you were taking 2 shots.
Yeah, okay. So my dexterity plus energy weapons is 5 dice. So I'm going to do 3 and 2. Holy shit. I think that's
A fail.
as long as the difficulty is 6, that's 0 on both.
Yep. Yeah, sorry about that. So Tycho takes 2 shots and they go wide. Phaedra, you were going to fire if hostile. It definitely seems like he's hostile.
Yep. I'm going for the 9mm. Let's get. Two successes.
Okay, and then you were doing just a 9mm.
Yeah.
I believe
So
it's
that would be
4, I believe.
yeah,
plus
40-10.
1. Yep, so 5d10 altogether with your bonus.
So that's 2.
Yep. So he is going to try and soak that.
Yeah.
Yep. So as you as the bullet approaches him, you see a force field of, appear around him, and the bullet disintegrates as it hits the force field. And next up is Malakai, who will be thinking about that face that he was face to down with. And then Robert, you will do your Arate roll difficulty of 5 to ward yourself from any kind of mental intrusion.
3 successes.
All right. So, yep, you will have 3 extra dice, I will say, on any kind of mental attack that is willpower roll oriented, basically. Or any mental
Fantastic.
attack that's whatever roll. You'll get 3 extra dice. All right. So, let's start again with Robert declaring what your action will be.
Well, I think now it's time that I draw out that badass sword that I got way back when. Wait, let me double check something. I think I lied. I pull out my gun. And I would like to take yeah, I guess I'll just take one good shot at his head.
Okay, do you want to go for a called headshot, which will be difficulty +1 damage?
Yes.
All right, and he doesn't have armor on his head, so any kind of armor that he has will not go into that equation as well. All right, so difficulty 7, firearms plus dex.
Oh, does he do it now?
No.
Oh, sorry, yes, he does not do it now. Also, at the beginning of this round, as he kind of lands down and you guys are in a circle kind of around him now, he kind of looks at all of you and says, "You fools, you can't stop what he has started. Not even what you're doing here will matter." And Malakai, you get to declare your action.
I am going to sling the P90, draw the pistol, and shoot once. So I'll be splitting a dice pool to do that.
Okay.
The reason I'm doing that is because the pistol has one clip of primed ammunition in it.
Nice. Smart. Phaedra, what will you be doing?
Gonna do it again.
Do it again, man. I'm gonna do it again. All right, Tycho.
All right, so I'm going to describe to you what I want to have happen, and then you're going to need to tell me whether or not Tycho thinks that's even possible. I have 3 dots in dimensional sciences, which is spirit. We are in a spirit realm right now. And I have a pretty good connection with Sosi. Can I reach out to her and open a portal, because we're in a spirit realm, so that wherever she is, where she's tooling around, that she comes out of a portal and hits this dude?
So technically, you would need a 4 in spirit in order to open up a portal, but I'm gonna allow you to do something similar with your spirit. You're also in a dimension, or you're in a dimension inside of a dimension inside of a dimension. Technically, you're like 3
Yeah.
layers deep into dimensions here.
Yeah.
And so like the breaking through barriers to get to these dimensions, pulling Sosi, which is a very associated item with you. I'm going to give you a little bit higher of a difficulty, but I am going to allow you to attempt it. You can do an Arte roll difficulty of 7 when it becomes your turn.
Okay, and I will preemptively declare that I'm going to spend a willpower on that roll.
Awesome. And Alexander. So Alexander is going to pull in the fear of the realm around you and try to put you basically out of commission by putting you back into the dream realm that you guys were previously in. He will be doing a Arate roll difficulty of 6, and he's ways of lower, or it'll be difficulty 7 for him base, but of course he can lower that with different stuff. And you will have a resistance of a willpower roll difficulty of 8. And then, but I will say, because all of you have training, I will allow you to use quiescence to lower your difficulty on that roll when it comes to it. Buck Samsonite is going to try and buff all of you in order to assist in the mind assault that Alexander is trying to pull off here. And so what he does is he kind of activates the comm signal inside of all of your guys's the system that allows you guys all to talk to each other, and he kind of continues to talk to you about who you are, what's going on, and kind of tries touch bases with you individually, and kind of just tries to root you in what's happening right here, and not to forget who you are or what is going on and the purpose of our mission to save the world type kind of ordeal here. So he will do his. All of you can add 1, 2, 3, 3 dice onto all of your all of your willpower rolls that you
Thank
do
God.
here. Alexander will do his mind assault on all of you, and he will be spending 3, so that will bring it down to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, he didn't need to spend any quiescence on that. So you all need to get 5 successes at a willpower roll difficulty, or no, actually, I'm going to lower that down a little bit. We'll say 3 successes on a willpower roll difficulty of 8. You can spend quiescence to lower your difficulty.
Oh, I'm not good. We get 3 extra dice from what my dad did.
Yep.
Right.
And anybody that has
then,
hardened themselves, you also get your bonuses on that. So, Mike, you have a -1 on the difficulty for that.
Tycho.
Or Tycho, yeah.
What was the original difficulty?
Original difficulty is 8, so you're at a difficulty of
So
7.
I'm at a 7.
The lowest you can bring it is 5.
Boom!
Booyah! Booyah!
Oh my god. Look at that fucking roll.
Wow, that is 8 successes for Tycho. Tycho's like, my dad is fucking telling me to fight and to stay in this, and I am here. I am centered.
I am so sorry for everybody else.
Oh, Phaedra.
Oh. Yeah,
I
we got two.
will allow you to retroactively spend a willpower point at this point if you want.
If I do, I'm gonna have to roll.
Destiny?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll Destiny.
Well, that's up to you because or else you'll be shunting off into different.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll Destiny.
Do you at 0 willpower right now, or do you have 1 left?
If I spend a willpower to succeed, I have to roll Destiny.
Okay, go ahead and do that, and then we still need a roll from Malakai and from Tycho's father. So Tycho's
I'm just trying to
father gets...
figure out how many.
Yeah.
I will spend 2 quintessence to bring it down to a 6.
Okay, I got 1 point back.
And Malakai is successful. So the only one to fail here will be nobody. Everybody succeeds. Because your father will be lowering the difficulty down to 5 with quiescence because he's got a shit ton of it. So he easily passes. And so everybody is saved from the mind assault. Next up is Tycho.
All right. So I already said that I was spending willpower on this. Even though I didn't preemptively say it, I'm going to spend a quintessence to lower the difficulty. What is the... this is probably Spirit 3, so that would start at difficulty 6.
Yep, but I was raising the difficulty by 1 because of the special circumstances that you are in your fast casting anyways. So it was, base difficulty is 6, so you could technically get that down to a difficulty of 3, but you're starting at difficulty 7.
Okay, so I can only get it... I'm only getting it down to 6 with 1 arret, or
Yes.
with 1 quintessence.
Correct.
All right, so arret at difficulty 6, and with 1 success from willpower. Oh shit! Here it comes.
Oh fuck yeah! So
that is a total of 6.
I'm going to say that Sosi pops out of the like, you know, out of the void of nothingness behind you and just like slams into him. Go ahead and roll 15 dice worth of damage.
I'll just we'll count it up ourselves. 2, 3.
Oh, jeez.
There's a 1 and a 10, so those cancel out. Difficulty 6, I assume.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5 total.
5 total.
All right, with 5 successes and his 2 takes away for his soak roll that he did. What you would normally see is probably like, not severely fuck up, but probably hurt somebody pretty bad. He kind of got clipped off of on the side, but you kind of see that it hit the armor in a way, and there seems to be kind of like an effect on him that he seems to have more health levels than
Wait.
your standard, and it seems like he's still only at a bruised stage,
Wait.
even with the 4. Yep.
Wait. I think we might have counted that wrong. Because shit. Okay, because you rolled the soak rolls at the same time I was rolling, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's
So
1 die more.
you have
Just
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so 1, 2,
4,
3,
5, 6, 7, 8.
4, 5, 6, 7,
9.
8, 9. And then you rolled how many successes? 1 minus 1 plus 2.
I had 2
That's
successes.
7.
Yeah,
So
you did
9
7,
versus 2.
7 points of damage then. So he is not still bruised, but he is definitely not as fucked up as you think he would be. He seems to be at the -1 stage right now, and you do see him spit out like a chunk of blood as he does get like full on hit as it like she pierces through, but he ends up like picking her up and like throwing her back into the void.
Oh, no. Oh, my girl.
She's not gone forever. She's fine. Don't worry.
Oh, she'll find me.
And next up is Phaedra.
Going for the shooty.
Pew pew.
4 successes.
All right. So that will be 7 dice of damage. So 4, and I negate a 1 of that, so I still take 3 fucking damage. All right, so that puts me at -2 now for all of my actions, except for soaking. Malakai, your shot.
I have one question. Can I split my dice pool with 0 dice on the first roll and then use a willpower to succeed once? This is to switch to the pistol.
Wow, that's pretty smart. I give you that.
All right, so I'm going to spend willpower to draw the pistol immediately, and then I'm going to roll 1 shot. Pistols are my specialty. D10s greater than 6. Fail equals 1. For 9 successes on the 2 hit.
All right, and then roll.
It would be
so
it's
8
at
plus
an
8, so that's
Yep.
16 dice of damage.
Okay. Fingers crossed. 9 successes total.
9. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, which still is 4 damage.
Primed. That's a primed bullet.
And that's aggravated. So you shoot him and it goes like right through like the chest plate, same kind of shot as you kind of did on your other self, and Alexander goes down. And a pool of blood starts spreading out around him. As the blood kind of stretches out, it kind of fills up the void, and you see that all of you kind of disappear from each other, and all of you see a large 15-foot by 10-foot door in front of you. That's kind of like a little bit lighting up. It's made out of techno, metal and shit like that. So it kind of has like an LED kind of glow to it that kind of fills up this corridor that you're in, and you've been broken from the spell. You no longer see Alexander around you though. Do each of you try to open the door?
Do we see each other anymore?
Nope.
I yell out, Phaedra, Robert, Malakai, Father?
Over the comm, your father says, "It looks like the spell has been broken. Let's go ahead and proceed." And he kind of gives you instructions on how to open up the door.
Uh,
That's some kind of shared hallucination. Did you guys see that too?
I want to.
No, that really happened. Also, did everybody see when my ghost car totally fucking came out of nowhere and did that thing?
It was like Tekken.
I want to
It was pretty
gauge if this is really reality, because this is the realm for that.
Sure. Give
Uh,
me a perception plus awareness roll, difficulty of 6.
3 successes.
Yeah. So this does feel real.
Okay, so it's not like he yeeted us off into that scary realm just in case.
I want to try opening the door.
I will also. I switch back to the P90 and then open the door.
All right.
I'm
So
gonna test the door for traps.
Oh, you're smarter than the rest of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna scan the door with my tricorder, probably.
okay. So let's have you guys do a scan of the door first. Just give me a perception plus alertness, difficulty of 6.
Can I do hypertech?
Yeah, that's cool.
With the same difficulty.
While they're scanning, I'm getting the gun ready, and then I just open the door.
All right, and everybody that's opening the door, just give me an Arate roll, difficulty of 4.
I already know this is the one that's gonna botch. Oh, it didn't.
And then yeah, the base scan kind of comes back that yeah, it's a magical door that takes or advanced technological door that takes a special passcode type of thing that you had to break through, and basically you guys have all the instructions. As long as you have Arate, you can pretty much break through the door.
I had 3 to open the door.
Yeah, it looks like everybody passed here. Let me give a check here with that. Not a problem. So all of you are able to open the door at the same time without a problem. Everything seems to be timed out pretty well for this, and as you guys enter in, you see in front of you what looks to be like a ball that is sitting at the center of two like stasis generators, kind of like a teleportation pad kind of thing, but a little bit more pronounced. At the very center of a white room that's filled with a bunch of like computers kind of lacing the wall. There's a bunch of monitors that are lacing the wall as well. And this giant white ball that kind of like hovers kind of at the center. You kind of get like a feeling of like when you look into it, you can feel a nuclear explosion hitting you in the face. But then it kind of goes away, and it's more of like a dream that you had when you see it.
Are we all walking into the same room, like through our respective doors?
Yep, and you all see each other kind of walking through your respective doors into the center of this room, and you see Malakai, or you see Buck Samsonite go like straight to the center of the room where the ball is and start operating on some of the panels that are, at the base of this containment field.
Okay, so we're all in the same room now.
Correct.
Is Buck a master of Prime?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to talk shop with him while he's working, not being distracting, but just trying to get a sense for how he put it together, and just really learning about some perspectives on energy systems that I had not considered myself. It looks like this shouldn't be possible. It's holding back too much energy, and so I'm just going to kind of chat up Prime with him.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Yep. So he kind of explains kind of along the way and says, like how he's, diverting power, and, building up, the positronic polarized fields of the antimatter stream that come from a different 0-point energy module that they've designed a long time ago. Stuff, just going into all that techno babble.
Yeah, it's so
No.
complex and yet still simple and elegant. It's beautiful.
Now wait. So I was gonna do a thing when you said like we were hit with a vision, and as I was going to do a procedure, I saw Malakai talking to my dad about stuff, and I'm gonna give up on that and get up in there. Because, if anybody's going to do technobabble with my dad, it's going to be me.
Nice. Yeah, so he has you working on another panel, getting everything kind of rerouted. And basically what he's going to do is overload the whole system and kind of just cause a feedback loop that is going to set the entire place, to cause basically an implosion that will eventually turn into an explosion that will destroy this entire realm.
It's genius.
Oh, it's like blowing up a balloon too fast. Never mind. I'm gonna go back after I figure out that that's all bullshit. I'm gonna go back and scan that little mini vision that we had using time and dimensional science.
Okay.
That would be an roll.
Yep, difficulty of 4.
God damn, we are rolling too well tonight. 4 successes.
You shut your mouth.
You're gonna jinx it.
When you see the so you kind of go back into that vision, and you are feeling like you are at the epicenter of the dropping of the bomb on Hiroshima. And you can kind of feel the life force of all the people there that got just wiped out. And not just wiped in the material realm, they were just wiped from the earth, but all of them became wraith immediately and got sucked into this bomb. So this bomb is fueled by thousands and thousands of souls. Not only that, but then you see the other bomb going off and doing the same exact thing, wiping out the physical bodies and just sucking the souls up into this and making it a supercharged spirit bomb has never been seen before. This thing has the possibility of, you would calculate that it might be able to wipe out an entire fucking solar system.
Fuck. Okay.
Now is the
go ahead, Robert.
well. If you have more to go from that, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to, condense the data and show it to my father, and I'm like, is this consistent with what you think is going to happen? Because you're planning on setting this thing off in order to take down the shield and prevent them from using it, right?
Yeah, that looks about what I've calculated.
I just wanted to make sure.
The effects on the world will be damaging, but he kind of points at all of the monitors, and you see that there is an interesting thing that's happening here. At first you kind of thought that maybe it was just a bunch of pictures of and monitoring that was happening on um altered Earth that these monitors were kind of showing in the background. It was, for the shot purposes, is all kind of fuzzy, but it all kind of comes into clear view now, and you can see that this is actually pictures of real Earth, of your guys's Earth. And you can see that there's different kind of shots of all these kind of events that are going on. There's also shots of the fight that's happening on Mars, and there seems to be just an uproar of activity that is happening all across the planet. Um, there's a fight, which you guys kind of had a little bit of a vision of at one point, of four very powerful vampires fighting in like an abandoned area of like India, like a wilderness area of India. Um, and then there's a bunch of fighting that seems to be happening around Mars. There's assaults that are happening on different chantries across the entire world by the Technocracy. Like, it's just a coordinated assault across everything. And he says, as you can see, the time dilation effect that is happening here is no longer in place. It looks like Alexander, in order to prevent the loop from ever happening again, destroyed all of the time magic that was that was built up around this realm, and we have gone to real time. If we don't do what we need to do here, they're going to have absolute power by the end of this. Now, I don't know exactly what's going to happen due to what we're going to do here, but I fear that if we don't act now, and he kind of points to one of the monitors, and you see Concordia, which is like this really powerful little kind of planetoid that the mages use as their headquarters. Um, you see a man walking down the halls. There's like a in front of it, at the end of the door, you can kind of see a round table with all of the different tradition markings on it, and a bunch of mages and like soldiers and stuff like that trying to stop him, and he's just ripping them apart with pure thought. Like, he just waves his hands and people are being like smashed up against a wall or just completely and utterly ripped apart. And you see him take a seat at the 10th seat that has the 10th symbol for the 10th sphere that nobody knows how to access, and he takes up a seat on that realm, and he says, one of the last things that fate gave me was the ability to teleport Concordia here, and I am going to try and wipe out whatever the fuck that is.
When he refers to that,
He
does
points
he like
at the
point
guy.
at us?
He points at the guy that's sitting on the 10th seat at the seat of Concordia.
Oh, I thought
No, you have to teach me fifth sphere of prime.
This is probably like overly paranoid, but it's the last time that I want to also be like lax. So I want to subtly set up a deep kind of like lie detector kind of scan to really make sure that he is who he says he is and who we expect him to be, and that everything he's telling us is kind of like well
On the up and up.
intentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give
Assist.
me a perception plus empathy, difficulty of 6. and that can do an enhancement on lowering the difficulty on an Arate roll, which will be a mind Arate roll, difficulty of 6. So difficulty will be 3 for your Arate roll.
Successes.
Seems on pretty much the up and up from what you can tell. You don't feel any level of deceit that's going on here.
Yeah, I'm watching him.
He is holding something back, though. There is something that he is holding back, actually. A little. He's not lying, but he's not telling the full truth.
I switch over to private channel the Tycho, and I tell him there's something that your father is keeping from you. I'm sorry to do this, but you need to press him.
Is it? Do you think it's just that he's fully made of spirit stuff now and can't come back to Earth, or is it something more? Something in addition?
Something more.
It's hard to tell. Maybe if you start leading him down a path, I might be able to get a better reading. But there's something he doesn't want us to know.
No, he has to teach me before he goes.
Maybe the thing he doesn't want us to know is that he doesn't like you and he doesn't want to teach you Prom 5.
Malakai, get out of this channel. I thought this was a private comm.
Oh, you got me on that one. Yeah, you got me.
Oh man, so meta. Anyway, yeah. So I'll go and I'm helping my dad with stuff. Is that still happening?
Yep. And actually, he's getting quite down to the end here, and he kind of looks over at you all and says, "All right, looks like I have everything pretty much set that we need here." And he taps a few more things, and there's a big portal that kind of opens up in the middle of the room, and you can see altered Technogate on the other side. All of the other soldiers and stuff like that seem to be, like preparing stuff, and there seems to be a little bit of commotion, kind of on the other side as they're getting everything all prepped and ready. And he's like, "Okay, go ahead and go through the door. I'll be right behind you."
If you're gonna face that guy, we should be there with you.
Oh, I'll be right behind you.
Agree.
I trust him. I'll go through the doorway.
You guys go ahead.
I will go through.
Presuming they go ahead, I'm gonna, turn on my
I
father.
stare at
and be
you
like,
both for about 5 seconds, and then I go.
Your dad kind of looks over at you and is like, "You never were one to listen to anything that I told you to do. Always stubborn."
I always listened to you. I always questioned it. That's what you taught me to do. What aren't you telling us?
Well, let's just say that one of us needs to stay behind to finish this, and there's only one of us that is capable of doing that. I was so proud to be able to see you for one last time, but this will be the last time that we will be seeing each other.
Wait. You saw my friend, Sosie, from before. She basically runs on quintessence. If I could bring her here, you could channel enough quintessence into her to get out of anything. Would it work? You could go. She's from Cyber Realm. I'm sure you've been there before.
Interesting. Feel like I've met her before. Ah, yes, Sosie. The combustion engine spirit, right?
Yeah. You know her?
I met her one time on one of my adventures. It was an interesting encounter for sure. He thinks about it for a couple seconds and is like, I might have a chance if she can assist me, but I would have to ask her to do such a thing.
Yeah, no, you don't tell Sosi what to do. You can only ask. All right. I'm gonna flex in front of my dad and pull her into our realm, wherever we are, from wherever she is.
Back out of the void. Ah, that place sucked.
So I just start, typing on my hand terminal or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know if you wanted me to roll for that.
Nope, you don't need to roll. That's fine. So she kind of like appears out of nothingness and kind of like rooms around, and he's like, "All right, well, I don't know exactly what will happen because of what we are doing here today, but I can say that this is not going to be an easy ride. I hope to see you on the other side."
One day. I go over to Sosi, who's idling somewhere, and I just I pat her on the the top where you pat a car. When you slap a car and say whatever it is about the car, like this car can fit lots of dads. That was just Sosi. I'm gonna miss you, girl, but need to help him out now.
Vroom vroom.
I just turn around, go to my dad, and I hand him the keychain that is Sosi.
And he pulls you in for a big hug.
See you on the other side. One day.
I love you, man. And
Love you too, Dad.
oh, it's so sad. And so you enter back over into Technogate, and you kind of see what what all of the other spirit people are kind of doing. It looks like they're prepping a spaceship, and they seem to like direct you onto it and give you the instructions that when the explosion happens, you're gonna ride the wave out through the Technogate, the altered Technogate, and with the shield going down hopefully at the same time, if everything all works out, you guys should be able to reach escape velocity if all of the calculations are properly done. So, anything that you want to do before or after boarding the mini starship that they kind of built for you? Little shuttlecraft.
Are any of them trying to come with us?
Nope.
Do they all know they're gonna not exist anymore?
Do you ask?
No, I'm just
No.
kind of trying to figure it out.
Why would you do that?
Are you sure that
We haven't left
you guys
yet.
are all gonna die? I hope you know that. And it just slowly starts spreading as chaos starts erupting in Technogate, altered Technogate. No, yeah, they seem to be aware of what's going on, but they're also tired of the existence that they're in to a certain degree with the way that Alexander kind of runs everything as a robot shop, basically. This is kind of like hell for most of the spirits here.
Oh, okay.
They're hoping that
we
they'll
should
turn into energy. So.
well, we should check those calculations at the very least. I'll check them.
All right, give me an Arte roll. Difficulty of 8. You can lower that with a hyper science plus intelligence. Technology would also work, but difficulty will be 9 instead of 8.
Wait, it's 8 with hypertech?
No, with hypertech it'll be 6. Sorry, 8 without hypertech.
Wow. I got 7 successes. Oh wait, on that. So that just lowers my arret difficulty to 3, probably.
Yep. So yeah, difficulty will be 3 then for your Arate roll.
All right, 2 successes.
All right. With 2 successes on your Arate roll, you're kind of looking over the different calculations here, and everything seems to be pretty up and up here. You don't have a full understanding of it at this point, but seems like it should work.
All right. Looks like it should work, guys.
All right,
Where's
so
Buck?
time is kind of counting down. You see that there's a 30-second timer that's going off, and
What was that, Malakai?
As I see the timer counting down, I'm just like, "Hey, where's Buck? He's gonna teach me about power systems. He's right behind us." He said.
No, he had to stay behind.
I kind of look at Malakai and try to grab his eyes and just like give him a little shake of the head, like, "No, man, don't."
Reading the room, I go back to verifying the ship's power is set to go and dive into the console that's in front of me.
And actually, I'll don't worry. I know that Buck can't come back to Earth. I mean, my dad can't come back to Earth. Not really. But I left him with Sosi. He'll probably be able to get out. She's a strong girl.
as the clock
Being honest, I never expected to find him alive. If anyone can get out of it, it's probably him.
Damn right.
As the clock starts counting down, you kind of get this feeling of dread all of a sudden that fills all 4 of you. It doesn't like take grip or do anything, but you kind of just get this feeling like something has arrived on altered Earth, or like near altered Earth, that's even like penetrating the shield that's around it, and feels like it like it busted through the barrier just as the clock started to clicking down to 0. And you feel, a burst of light happening behind you. The ship takes off and goes through the Technogate at the same exact time as the like energy field like consumes the Technogate, altered Technogate hangar bay that you guys are in, as you guys get pushed through the Technogate by the energy wave itself. And you can feel that there was something else that was there too. And everything just kind of goes nuts. All of the instruments are all over the board. You feel like you're in that spaghetti mode, but then you've been splintered into a billion different spaghetti pieces, like just ripped apart at the molecular level, like you've never felt in Technogate, going through the Technogate before. When you guys come out the other side, you see your ship kind of crash lands. It's filled with it's just completely frozen over with just crazy breaking of the pieces of it are like starting to break off, and it's just the entire like exterior armor plating is just completely frozen solid. All of your instruments go dead. All of the the power of the entire shuttlecraft seems to have shut down. And the last thing that you kind of saw on the screen before everything kind of powered down was an empty hangar of Technogate. Not destroyed, not damaged, just empty.
What's the state of my body, and what can I see?
Let's go ahead and do everybody try and soak 3 damage. So stamina difficulty of 6.
Just a straight stamina roll.
Yep. If you got armor, you can include that.
Is this considered primed damage?
No. This is just standard bashing damage from getting jostled around.
Difficulty 6.
Yep.
Ooh, no.
Well, you can't botch, so that's good, and you didn't botch anyways. But so Tycho, you have 3 damage. Phaedra, you have 1 damage. Robert, you have no damage, and Tycho, you have 1 damage.
Okay.
I took 3. Is it bashing
Yep,
or lethal?
bashing.
All right. I'm at -1 on the health.
So you got a little bump on your head, basically.
I slap a band-aid on you.
I don't know. You're all right.
So that sensation that we felt before that like made its way through the barrier, does
The
it feel
darkness?
similar to have I felt that sensation before?
When you guys were in the future, there was like almost a tinge of that feeling in the back of your mind that you didn't really even realize at the time until you felt it then.
It didn't have anything to do with possible vicissitude.
It did not seem like it connected to your vicissitude directly, no.
Okay.
Indirectly, there is a connection, but
So I unstrap. I start walking around. Can I exit the ship?
you will have to do a strength roll, difficulty of 6. Need 2 successes in order to.
Is the door jammed or something?
Yep.
Hey, Malakai, are you
I got you.
are you all right?
Phaedra's like, I can do this.
I mean, he's got an exosuit. That's why I was asking if he wanted to help, or because he fixes mechanical items.
Like, no, I got up, popped a caffeine pill, slapped a band-aid on you, and opened the door.
I'm standing there watching in awe of just like, huh, yeah. Not that whole Obama holding a beer with the not bad facial expression. That's exactly what the facial expression that I have right now.
I might not be good with computers, but give me a petri dish and something to pull, and I got you.
Right. Door opens. What do we see? Where the fuck are we?
So when you guys open up the door, you guys look around and it looks like Technogate, but abandoned. But not abandoned in the sense like something came through and destroyed everything. Everything has like boxes and, everything's like kind of neatly packed away. All the power has been shut down. There's emergency lighting basically that, just the most minimal amount of power that's kind of going down here.
I would like to request an intelligence plus childhood at the construct roll, which I have 1 dot in. I'm just gonna, because I don't want to build the roll. I'm just gonna roll 4 dice. That looks like 1 success. Does this look like the Technogate we left, or is it a different time frame?
It looks like your Technogate, the one that you're very familiar with.
Okay.
I would like to look around for a newspaper, which existed back then.
Even in 1999, there was newspapers. All
Is there an internal Technogate Technocracy newspaper that prints the real news?
Oh yeah, so yeah, maybe there is one of those that kind of. Yeah, I'd say the Technocracy has its own internal newspaper, kind of.
God,
Could see
that would be
a
weird.
bad thing, but maybe a good thing.
It's probably challenging to read as a commoner. What do you call it?
It's the Onion.
Sleeper.
Onion.
Oh, yeah.
It is the
Yep.
onion. The onion is true, and it just got out.
So you don't find any evidence of any newspaper around in the immediate hangar facility. But you do see boxes, and you do see one with a marking on it of October 1999. You're able to find like some identification tags, and you kind of, as you kind of looking
That's-
around, we'll say that you guys kind of check a few other things. But yeah, there seems to be some indications that this is sometime after October of 1999.
So that would be like 3-4 months.
Yep. So it seems like
Does
you guys have
okay.
lost at least that much time.
does that mean we
Uh,
did it? As I look to the other three.
I mean, the world's not burning. I mean, we don't know unless we go outside.
Yeah. Robert, can you connect to the local systems over Wi-Fi?
I can
Mm.
try.
You've probably got better equipment than I do. I've just got this shitty old ARM terminal.
Yeah, no, I'll I'll get the old briefcase laptop booted up.
How's everybody feeling? That was quite the ordeal.
It went smoother than I expected. Kind of feel like there had to be more,
Same.
but
I'm
maybe I'm
super,
just being paranoid at this point.
I'm super disappointed that there's a good. I'm super disappointed. There's a good chance I won't be trained by the legendary Buck Samsonite into Master Prime. But
We'll
that's just on
find
my
him.
face. That's not. I'm not. I didn't say that out loud. Just on my face.
Are you? Is that next? Are you gonna try to find your dad, or are you gonna wait for him to try and reach out?
You know, I found him once. I think I'll probably find him again.
Um,
At the very least, you know, Sosi is
She's a good car.
well,
He's a
that's
good
the
hand.
thing about Sosi is if she's destroyed somewhere, she manifests again. That's you know, if you're riding in her when she's destroyed, you don't necessarily survive, but she does, and she seems to remember. So even if if he didn't make it out, she will. And if I find her again, she'll be able to let me know. I hope he did, though.
for connecting to the internet, the basics, you definitely don't have any Wi-Fi signal down here, but you can use correspondence to try and get a connection. I would require like correspondence 2 to pick up a Wi-Fi signal where the fuck you guys are right now. There is also
I
kind
happen
of
to have correspondence too.
there
I
is
have
also
a
nodes or whatever that
I've got
you just
a
need to
I've
be
got a
deactivated.
direct beam antenna that I rigged up that I'm gonna try to penetrate through and see if I can at least get a half decent connection.
And I am just going to use uh, dimensional science and whatever device I use for that to figure out is this the real life or is this just fantasy?
Oh, nice. Um, so yeah, difficulty of so it'd be difficulty 5 for your Arte for connecting to the internet, and for is this reality, I'll do this difficulty 4.
I'm just gonna poke my head into all the local rooms. I'm just looking for people or threats. Yeah, standard scan of the area.
Seems to be completely abandoned, everything that you check, but it's like neatly abandoned. It definitely was properly procedurally cleaned out. There's, boxes of stuff that are kind of just put aside, but it's, just it's more as like everything's reconverted into storage for whatever the fuck was here originally, with whatever they didn't want to take out.
I'll let everybody know when I come back.
So it's going to be an Arte roll to try and get a connection.
Yep, difficulty of 5.
Can I do a wits technology for the antenna to try and bring that down?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Nice. So yeah, difficulty will be 3 then. And you have an internet connection. In fact, you have like a 1 gig internet connection. You
I look up.
souped up all of the.
I'm in.
I'm in. He said. So where do you go first?
My mother's lab.
What, on the internet?
Or you? Well, while he's connecting to the internet and doing that, I am going to usher us to my mother's lab.
All right. So on the internet, where are you going first?
What are we looking for?
The news.
Go to Yahoo News.
What's your
It's the
homepage?
best one.
I guess what's your homepage?
Dog pile.
Dogpile pulls up, gives you a date of July 12th, 2000. I feel like I was trying to, like, there would be more to that, but no, it's the year 2000.
This can't be right. And I start running a diagnostic to compare the time it's showing to what we would expect.
Yeah, you have lost a year. All of your devices and everything, say that it is basically July 12th of 1999. But everything you can find on the internet, including news of the last year, is that
I don't
the world
say
has moved
anything.
forward.
I don't say anything, and I just like quietly turn my briefcase around so the screen's facing out for everyone to look.
Are you fucking with us, Robert?
That means we won. The world didn't end in July of last year, apparently. Apparently last year. Right? This is good news.
As you guys arrive at
right?
the lab, her lab is just, packaged up, same thing as everywhere else.
But this is weird. Like, what happened? And I tried to access the internal network. Is this a bad idea?
So yeah, you access the internal network, and it actually lets you in. Has like passcodes. All of your passcodes are still valid, or valid enough for you to use them for hacking purposes in the
It's an old
quote-unquote
code.
TV world that we use. It's an old code, but it
It's
checks
still
out.
valid.
Because their security officers didn't go through because they had like some chum T1 dude who was like, oh, I'm just gonna shut down the system. I'm not gonna remove the passwords or access users. Anyways,
Wait.
you access the main network with your basic stuff. The basis of what you can tell is there, immediately you can tell that around October this facility was shut down. That there was a decommission of this entire facility. Technogate was completely shut down. And there's reports of, like, as you kind of dig back a little bit, there's reports of stuff that kind of happened, some kind of big activity that happened before that. But a lot of it is all kind of fragmented and kind of weird. Give me a intelligence plus computers or research or something of your device, but I believe computers would be suitable.
Intelligence investigation.
Intelligence investigations would work too. Difficulty of 6.
Ooh,
Would you like some help?
1 success.
So with 1 success, you're gonna get the basic of there's like, there's basically this entire place got defunded is what you can tell with 1 success. But you
I
don't
can't
know
figure out what
exactly
happened, but all of a sudden everything just was shut down. It just stops. Phaedra, do you think?
Technocracy.
Yeah, I'm
Not
gonna
just
take a dabble in. This is my forte. Crack my knuckles.
You've made your way around these networks before. I get the feeling.
Oh yeah. I don't like computers, but there's got to be documents around here I can look into.
Have we made it to my mother's lab yet?
Yep, and your mother's lab is just empty, same thing. Everything's all packaged away.
Okay.
Phaedra also kind of looks into it and is like, yeah, you're right. And you're kind of maybe doubting that he's right, but yeah, that sounds about right. Because you couldn't confirm
Okay.
anything.
Jesus Christ.
Can I find my mother's office?
I start to try and locate
Yeah,
her
same
personnel
thing.
record.
It's packed up.
Okay. Okay. Let me know if I'm taking too much of a liberty here. Can I find the dedicated hardwire that connects my mother's office to my mother's house?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Is there a phone still connected to that dedicated hardwire?
Seems to be offline.
Oh.
There's still kind of like, because the way that she wired it, it's kind of illegal-ish, kind of like she's got a direct line to her but whoever you can access.
She
that
told me
phone, but it's a
that was
different number.
standard. She told me that was standard, like a standard thing for department heads for a hardwired connection. So when I find that the terminal, actually,
I'm gonna just give it to you I don't want you to have to roll for this, but you have like the ability to access all, like they have a home security system and stuff like that. The house that you connect to, which is your mother's house, but apparently your mother's not there. Like it's owned by somebody else now. It's in somebody else's name in October of actually, well, yeah, it would be around October that this house would have got transferred over to a new person.
Tycho freaks the fuck out.
I look over at Malakai and kind of like nod towards him, and I start trying to dig up her personnel file to see if we can figure out like if she got transferred somewhere or what happened.
She is listed as MIA.
My house.
She's listed as MIA, missing as of July of 1999.
Oh shit.
General, where's the general?
Yeah,
MIA.
doing the same thing.
Tap.
MIA
July 1999.
Yep.
I just start flying through people that we can think of.
Yep, everybody on my DNA list I'm going through.
MIA.
The
MIA.
Wait.
MIA. MIA.
Nope,
MIA.
wait.
MIA.
Brooklyn.
MIA. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you guys didn't have to do
Yeah,
more.
he-
I mean, like,
yeah,
yeah,
he-
you have to
He
go.
wouldn't be in the system.
Yeah.
I'm going to my apartment. Gotta go.
Your apartment is not owned by you anymore, and has the building has been torn down, and a new there's like a Hardee's there.
Wait, they demolished my house?
Who took your
You
stuff?
lived in an apartment. They fucking just rented it out to someone else.
Yeah, I'm
And
grabbing my
our-
pistol. I've got shit in my apartment that is still there.
Oh shit, I forgot about that I'm not
Fucking
supposed to know about. I'm not supposed to know about that thing.
Well, you know about all the other things at my apartment. You should still be shitting your pants.
Well, they cleaned out the fucking
Technogate
Technogate.
came by.
Yeah, but no
Bastards.
one knows what's in my apartment.
Oh, girl. I'm pretty sure they found out. They knew where you lived.
I'm
Yeah,
going
where's
there
the shit?
anyway.
All right, so Phaedra, you head out from Technogate. I'm gonna not have you guys have to do any rolls for this, but you guys kind of have to get some basic kind of power back to the elevator and stuff like that. When you come out, there is like you're in like a secure area. So there is like posted guards on the outside around the building that you kind of can identify pretty easily with all of the abilities that you guys have. And get around. They're just normal humans, nothing special about them or anything like that. And you kind of have a better knowledge. And they're not really like nobody. It's just you're basically in the National Guard airfield in Madison. So there is some security because it's the National Guard area of the airport. But because they got fighter jets and shit like that around. But you guys know your way around how to act, how to do you even
You're more
could be
worried about people
recognized.
coming in than going out.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys are able to get out without a problem. Phaedra, you head on out when you get to the apartment or where the apartment was. Yeah, you see like a new. It wasn't a McDonald's or whatever, but it's a new condo. Kind of been put up in the area where you were.
So my apartment has been demolished and rebuilt.
Yep.
Josie's gone. The apartment's gone. Your mom's gone.
Phaedra breaks down. She lays on the floor in the fetal position.
The floor of
I
the car.
awkwardly try to comfort her.
Like, no, I got out and I'm on the doorstep of this brand new apartment looking like a crazy homeless person, which I am.
Oh shit, my house is gone too. We can't go back there. What?
It's okay, Mom. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. Just slowly walking back and forth.
As you're kind of like flipping out, you do get a ping on your phone. Now that your phone is back online, and you do see that you do have a bunch of text messages and stuff like that. There is a warehouse that all of your items have been stored.
Cool.
Oh,
I'm picturing some minimum wage moving company just loading all your shit up.
Being like,
New
what
storage
the fuck
compartment.
is that? Don't ask questions, dude. Just move it.
I slowly get up and I act like nothing happened, and I get in the car.
I just imagine as you're like laying on the ground, like, and you're freaking out, you just hear ding, 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 as their phone just starts going crazy.
And then like that long pause of me reading through all of it as I'm still crying, and then I just stopped abruptly.
Yeah.
And I get up,
Face immediately changes.
brush the dirt off my knees, and I'm like, okay. I'm going to a warehouse to get my shit.
No. We're going to a warehouse.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
are coming up on we're well past 10 o'clock now at this point. So I think we'll start wrapping it on up here. But we will be phasing into the new chapter of Technogate 2000. One of the big things
Oh, I'm
here.
gonna change it on the thing.
Oh, if you've got something real quick that you want to do.
No, I'm gonna change the text on the graphic.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we'll be switching over. I kind of want to do, and we're going to set up, I think, a Technogate 1999 after party is going to be like the next thing that I kind of want to do for this. And then we'll be moving into Technogate 2000. And in Technogate 2000, the focus of this is going to be that everything that you kind of knew that existed is now kind of gone, and you're going to have to build up from scratch. You guys do have access to Technogate, although you don't have funding for it, and you don't even have any of like access to a lot of the power that Technogate once had. But there are a bunch of stuff inside of Technogate that you might still be able to scavenge on through and the likes. You don't necessarily have you have no contact with anybody, so you can either build up your own technocracy from scratch or try and look for the technocracy that exists today. You also don't have any idea what all the different kind of, but everything that you kind of the based off of what we've kind of already done in the ending of really Technogate 1999 is that you find really nobody. That every supernatural that you kind of go hunting for is on the lam, either is dead or missing, and as far as you can tell, there are very rare instances of supernatural. You are able to find, like news clippings and reports and stuff like that that kind of make you feel like there is still supernatural out there. But unless one of you want to really quickly just say that you've called up the fucking FBI and was like, I'm going to tell you the whole story and turn yourself into the government. Um, there's no direct way for you guys to easily get a hold of any, or there is no way that you guys are finding to get a hold of the quote unquote technocracy that you knew before, nor any of your allies or enemies. Now we will pick up to the point where some of the people you might need to go out and try and get a harder. It's harder to get a hold of them, such as Maxi, um, uh, Wild Rider. These characters you might be able to try and go. We might do some games on going and finding these guys, or digging into more of this. But the basis ending of this here is that you guys have entered back into a world that seems to be the same world that you were in before, but almost devoid of supernatural activity that you're immediately connected to. However, you do see peripheral activity, and I'm going to say that there is like an event that kind of happens during the downtime a little bit too, that you guys do witness like an awakening that happens for somebody. So you do know that there are supernaturals to a small degree that are still left, and awakenings that are happening. But like everybody that was in charge and the entire structure that you guys are used to is completely gone now. And you're going to have to decide whether you turn yourself into the government or you take over Technogate and decide on how you're going to want to move forward with your either investigating into what's going on, or wherever direction you guys kind of want to take it. But it's turning it a little bit more into a little bit more of an open world where you guys are in charge instead of being directed to go do something. You're on your own for investigating now. And the entire world has changed basically.
Well, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world is my petri dish now.
Do we get experience for tonight?
Yes, I'm going to give you guys 10 experience points for tonight.
Oh,
I'm gonna buy myself an arret probably. I'll decide later.
I need to just keep 35 experience handy, just in case Buck shows up again. He could teach me Prime 5.
You do hear about a avatar storm is something that came and went. It's something that is buried a little bit, and something I'll give you at the start here, or at the end here, I guess, in the start of Technogate 2000, is that there was an event called the Avatar Storm that did take place, and supposedly it fucked up everything. But it didn't bring an end to the world, and it doesn't look like, whatever happened in the other future didn't happen here. It happened differently.
Does there seem to be any fundamental changes to the gauntlet?
At this time, does not seem to be any fundamental changes to the gauntlet. It's as far as you can tell, there is no, the ability to pierce the gauntlet is the same as before, but there were reports that if you tried to pierce the gauntlet during this avatar storm, that you would get ripped to shreds. There was some kind of weird storm that happened in the Umbra that trying to go into the Umbra would basically kill or maul most of the mages that tried doing it. Supposedly something happened on the other side of um, the Umbra, or in outer space, that caused like a massive space quake, basically, that shifted all of the other dimensions and caused a mass upheaval. So all of the realms that you've been to before are different now.
I definitely like side-eyed look left. That one meme with the bear, where he like side eyes the camera. It's like, oh shit, did we do that?
Yeah, some kind
Oh,
of weird space quake, like a solar system exploding or something.
Oh, let's-
For that amount of
Sounds,
energy was really...
sound familiar.
Yeah,
Let's
no.
not give it all away before before our characters get to explore.
Yeah. On that note, I've got to go.
Yeah, me too. Have a
Awesome.
good night.
Have a
Bye,
good one.
peeps and peepettes.
Yeah, later, guys. Thanks for watching.
Night, everybody.